Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here with you again. Okay, this is video number 4 and we are working on the cover to our journal. Good morning. It's morning here, or if you're watching this in the evening or afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever it is. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And yeah, I'm just excited to continue with this this series, making our ephemera holder. And I hope that you're working along. I hope that you're enjoying it. And that, it'll give you some fun ideas for some of the projects that you would like to make. Okay, just kind of recapping real quickly. These are my pages. I don't know how many you are using. And you saw me gluing, and you can see I've kind of torn some of this apart. So what I have done off camera is I just kept gluing my bags down, and then I decided that I would make my bags the same height, the 10 inches, and then to wrap it around, I wanted to make sure I had the right size, which I measured, and we'll do this again. Everything's loosey-goosey still, but that's okay. And we've got plenty of room, you can see, okay? So, this is going to be my cover. Now, what I need to think about, what I'm going to put on the inside, what I'm going to put on the outside, just how do I want this process to go, excuse me, and what kind of closure do I want to do to hold it, because I have a feeling that this is going to be alligator mouth, and I'm going to be fine with that because of the nature of what this is for. This I'm not going to ever write, well, I won't say ever, but never, but this is holding ephemera, and so I don't have to have it be a certain something to make it work well for me. So this is what I did. I'm just showing you guys. I kind of, when I got my paper bags all in position, then I started to sort of just fill in, the spots. And if you were to feel this, you could still feel, some bumps a little bit where it's a little thicker in one area than perhaps another area. But I just added enough to where when I trimmed this to the size that I wanted, that this looks pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with it. So I want to make, I want an inside, and I'm probably going to put pockets on the inside because this is an ephemera holder. I'm not trying to put frou-frou stuff in here for people to just, ooh, ah, that kind of thing. It's very practical. I want this to be practical, but also beautiful. What I did is I took one of my paper bag, and I will show you that. This is one where it got ripped off as I was, gluing and such. Do I have one left? I don't. I've used, oh, wait, here we go. There was one behind me. Okay, so let me show you. And I think this is just going to be my inside, guys. I'm just going to keep it very utilitarian. I will glue that on, and then we'll put pockets here, and that will be for the inside cover. That's gonna do it. Let me show you how I did this. It's very technical. Highly technical, seriously. Okay, I found, where they come together. where they're glued together. And I am just cutting on that line. And voila. Oh. It's the height I want, right? Because it's the 10 inches. It's one extra that I had cut to make a page. So what I did with mine, I took it over to my iron and I spritzed it with water and let that kind of soak in for a minute and get my iron nice and hot. And then I just pressed. I didn't iron, scoop, dig in. I just pressed up and down with my iron. Just moving it around until it was drier. And then I went ahead and just, didn't worry about it. But see, I like the crinkly, and if you follow me, you know I love this sound, right? Oh, gotta have some of that. So this is going to be our inside. And the outside, honest and truthful, you guys, I've been racking my brain. What to do. And I've just been overthinking it. I'm absolutely positive. But I've decided that I may put just a little bit of something there, but it's going to be pretty minimal. Okay, so now what I want to do is we got to glue this. I need to get some more glue because the one that I was using that's just kind of an all-purpose good glue, I used it on putting these pages together. So I need to get some more. I think we'll go ahead and we'll use a stick glue for that. We'll give that a try, see if it works. I'm using an all-purpose Elmer's. And this is not the purple, not the school. Those are not sturdy enough. This is, anyway, yeah. Okay, so we're just going to glue. It is raining here. We are perhaps going to have thunderstorms today and tomorrow. Yesterday was Memorial Day, and I usually post something online. I didn't yesterday, but I absolutely love and honor those of our wonderful servicemen and women who have sacrificed everything and gave their lives so that we have freedoms here. I mean, I'm so grateful. So grateful. So it's Memorial Day for us is a big thing. And Memorial Day is all about remembering those that have fallen, those that have sacrificed everything, and acknowledging that there are many behind, the families that are left behind. I was looking through some of my posts and just it brought me to tears watching some of the people as they're hugging the graves of their loved ones. Sorry. That have gone on. Anyway, just something for us to, those of us that live in the United States anyway, to be truly grateful. Excuse me. Okay, so if I've done this properly, this is going to work nicely. Woohoo! All right. the key for me with using a glue stick is you have to be generous with the glue, and you need to burnish. And burnish is rubbing a flat surface. Could see a little bit has squozen. I'm not sure what the proper terminology is there. But you are melding together the papers. And burnishing is a tool, if you will, or an activity that helps you meld those papers together. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. This has just been so much fun, you guys. I'm so grateful that some of you are really enjoying this and that you're joining me. I mean, that's fabulous. Just so excited about that. Okay, now we're going to need to cut some pockets. And here again, I'm going to use the vellum pockets, and again, I'm going to apologize for, in the first video, I think I used throughout there the glassine, and of course it's not. Now these were trimmed earlier to the right width, and this all is with the spine. So I'm thinking just two. One and one. I don't think I need a top pocket. But see, there again, guys, that's going to be entirely up to you. And I do believe that it is easier to make a decision on some of these things if you have like a specific project or ephemera that you're going to put in, so you can absolutely customize it as whatever you need to do that way. Okay, so I'm going to stand up again here and use my wavy cutter to cut. Then we will measure again, and we will do a straight cut. Okay, so let's get those put in. My father, who has been gone for many years, he served in World War II. He went to Europe, as did his older brother Joe. And my grandma never quite got over Daddy came home, but Uncle Joe did not. He was in Flanders Field. And I have a letter that he wrote to my dad just a few days before he was killed. Of course, he didn't know he was going to be killed. He was just telling him about the, how things were going in his part. So it's quite precious to me. And I have one of my dad kneeling by his grave, by, the cross. They have, of course, now his body has been transported and in a, cemetery in the United States, but at that time. So it was a bittersweet for my grandma, because Daddy did come home, but Uncle Joe did not. He gave his life for our freedoms. And I never knew my Uncle Joe. And he and Daddy were really close. And so I look forward to meeting him and giving him a huge hug, telling him thank you for your service, Uncle Joe. And of course, he and Daddy have reunited by now, and so anyway, just thoughts, you know. Some of what we think about is fun and frivolous, and some is not. Some is serious. Some is very real. Okay, so you guys help me decide here now. Should I put, what do you think? Should I put another, you know, because once this book is put together, it's not going to be that easy to try to alter, you know, to make it happen. I could put another pocket that, you know what, we're doing ephemera. Let's do it. What do you say? Okay. And get this morning my voice is, I've got all kinds of, well, I used to say I have a frog in my throat. Funny story on the frog in your throat. Many years ago, I taught music in what we called primary, which was in our church is for children. The adults go to adult classes and teenagers go to teenage, you know, classes, and children have what they call primary. And many years ago, I was a music leader, and many of the songs that are for children are really high-pitched. Children's voices can sing all these high notes, but this particular adult, Ronda without the H, her voice does not have that kind of range. So I would try to sing these songs, and often I would be clearing my voice as I'm trying to do that. And I would say to the children, oh, excuse me, I think it's got a frog in my throat, you know. And one of my friends said one day, she said, and I don't remember what her daughter's name was, but she couldn't have been more than 4 or 5, or maybe even 3 or 4 in this primary class, or anyway, in this group. And she said, "Where's the frog, Mom? Where's the frog in her throat?" Children are so literal, right? And I didn't even think about that, but that sweet little girl was looking at, you know, Mrs. Winstead to see if she could see the frog in her throat. So ever since then, I've been kind of like, when I clear my throat, not all the time, but oft times, I think of that situation, and it just kind of makes me chuckle. That was, you know, that's just one of those sweet little memories that kids say the darndest things, right? Did any of you ever watch Art Linkletter? Kids say the darndest things. I used to love he was so good at interviewing them, and they did. Some of the things that they would say just cracked you up. He had 5-year-olds, 4 and 5-year-olds, I think. I don't remember. Okay, as you see what I'm doing here, I've already shown you how I do this process. And so, and you can go back, I've got the links for the previous videos. You'll see that. I maybe didn't take that quite high enough, so we'll give that another little something. Okay. Excuse me. I'm not sure why this morning my voice, well, of course I know why. It's because I'm doing a video. It's like your voice always knows when you're going to do a video, because then you get all kind of gunk, or, you know, your voice goes hoarse, or I don't know. Just weird things happen, you guys. I'm just telling you. Those of you that are fellow video creators, you know what I'm talking about. Things go well, and then you turn on the camera, and it all falls apart. That often happens. But we just persevere. Keep it going, keep it going. Alrighty. So, now we've got the inside taken care of, with the exception of the washi tape. I don't think I want to do the washi just yet. Let's turn it over. I found something that I've had for a little while. This is, well, let me get a piece that it came off of. I had to clear some of it away because it was on a roll, and it was really gross and dirty. This is almost like the sort of fabric, but very loose term fabric, that they put on the bottom of couches and chairs. You know, that stuff that's really lightweight. But this has a pattern in it, and my son and daughter-in-law picked it up for me. They were out garage selling and said, "Would you like this?" I'm like, "Oh, yes." Yes, I would. Thank you very much. So I have spritzed it with some coffee to give it more of a vintage feel. And is this, I don't know, for some reason this looks like this should be the top. Now, what I need to decide is how much I want to really decorate this book. You know, I think I'm going to just keep it plain. I'm probably going to put a lace panel here, or maybe even more of the paper bag here, or washi tape here, and just go around the edges. But maybe down the road something will jump out at me and, you know, slap me up one side of the head and down another. I don't know. But that could hurt. That could really hurt, actually, couldn't it? Let's see. I have, let me grab some washi tapes, and let's just kind of take a peek, see where we want to go with this. I've got that possibility. I've got these. I'm not even bringing out my Christmas ones. And I'm not bringing out the pinks either, but let's see, got some. I told you guys I had a lot of washi tape. Don't guilt me. Don't judge. I know you're not judging. I love you guys. You keep me on my toes, and you just bring a light and a spring to my step. I have some, that's not wide enough, okay. I have this, that's pretty wide. This is kind of cool, let's leave that out. And I have this. And I have this. I guess those are my only super wide tapes. Let's see. How wide is this? That would be just about just about right. I might want to trim off just a teeny bit from the edge, or that one. Now see, if I use this, I like this, but if I do that, it's not going to cover the glue part, which is the idea of using the, the tape to cover it up. So I'm not going to use that one. Of course, I could put another strip, I could layer it. I could put one there and add some more. But keeping in mind, we're trying to keep this simple, right? And as I've explained before, simple for me is not that doable. It seems like I complicate everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, and this is where a mat board, my rotary cutters, my rulers, the quilting stuff, I'm telling you guys, I am so grateful that I have all these pieces of equipment, because I use them all the time. All the time. Look at that hair. There's just some of the old ads that you see. Oh my goodness, they're just crazy. Okay, so now what you see me doing is I am going to trim off the edge of both sides of this tape, and then I think it will fit. Then I'm going to put it down. Why, you say? 'Cause, I don't know, just 'cause. Can some things just have to be just 'cause, right? Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, what we can do to add a strength here is to go ahead and add some glue, at least to the, the beginning part, to make sure it won't just peel off. This is fairly sticky, but I want to at least, well, shoot, why not? We'll just glue the whole thing. You are seeing the raw Ronda in action. I don't know if that's good or bad, and I hope I'm not being in the way of the glue, or the camera, my head, my big head. Okay, there again, I'm going to burnish that. And on this one, I learned that I need to make sure that I burnish it going up, because on one of these pockets that I put on, I burnished it down and I broke off one of my little wavy things. Wavy things? Is that a word? Well, yeah, wavy is a word, and so things is a word. It's probably not a great choice, but it is a word. Okay, so let's move that out of the way for now. Now I can put this on the outsides, right? But then I need to make sure, I don't know. Should we leave this? Should we put this on? Oh, sorry. Should we put this on, or should we leave it off? Like I said, I could put like, I can do, some washi tape over, or, I'm kind of stuck. I'm stuck, guys. This is where I really could use your suggestions. Yell, holler, whisper, message me. You know what? I'm making an executive decision because I have to. Because I don't want this video to be 2 hours long and still undecided as to what to do here. By the way, I order my glue sticks from Blick Art Supplies. Blick Flick. Is it Blick Flick? It's like an office and school supply store. And they have pretty good prices on some of the things. And I order my glue sticks in bulk so I can, you know, for obvious reasons. And when I've been doing my pages, the repurposed pages for journaling, I have gone through a crazy amount of these. Okay, which did I feel like was the up side? I don't know. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. We're just gonna do it, guys. We're just gonna do it. Taking the choice away. It is what it is. The whole idea is to get this done. Now, if you have like a specific theme, I think I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. If you have certain ephemera that you're going to put in your holder, then obviously I think it would be a little bit easier to decorate your cover. You can keep it in that theme, and that will make it really nice. But I am, sorry, I apologize. I will perhaps be putting a large mixture of ephemera in here, so I don't necessarily have something to work with that way. I could do this. This is just about the right size. Or I could do this. Let's see. I could also put fabric here. I mean, you can do whatever it is. Let's see. There's my center. And if you want to be really good, you could probably measure and see if you're even close to being the same width away. Like that's 7 1/4, and that's 7 and a little more. So we'll move this over a smidgen. Let's see if that's better. 7 1/2, 7 1/4. We're gonna call that good. We're just gonna do that. All right. Now what? Well, what? Now we will glue down, and I may go ahead and stitch. I know I said I want to make this specifically so that if you don't sew, you're going to be just fine. But the reality is, you just, whatever you're doing, whether you're stitching or whether you are or gluing, you just have to be aware of whatever supplies that you're using, and make sure that whatever it is, it's compatible to what the products are that you're using. So I can, and this is kind of what I'm doing, but that doesn't mean that that's going to work, you know, for you. So you have to kind of evaluate that and see how that's going to work. Did that make sense? I mean, I'm showing you what I'm working on, but you may very well have different things to work with. And so then you come up with your best efforts. And by the way, since you're already making ephemera, I'm assuming, and I think rightly so, we'll trim this down just a little bit, you're fairly into this process. You're fairly familiar regardless. Okay, so we'll just trim that down. Okay. Okay. We'll just work on burnishing that. Now. Okay. I think that's gonna work. So now we'll set that one aside and let's get, I think we're going to, let's pull some of this out. And I've used these on my previous pages, so you've kind of seen this a little bit. Okay, so I will, so I'm going to measure 10 inches. So 10 inches. Let's put the lid back on that. Okay. Working on the sides. So now this is 2 1/4 inches. So I am going to divide this kind of in half. Okay. Ruler slipped a little bit. That's not perfect, but that's okay. And since this is the outside, we'll let this be the showy part. This is going to go in half. So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to drape this half and half. Pull that up a bit. That's not quite. Okay. And then we'll turn it over. And we'll do this half. And this part, I mean, many of you probably have your own wonderful way of doing, and this is just what I'm going to do. So let's burnish it nicely. We have added the glue. Let's burnish it. And there again, like I've said, I would absolutely love for you to hashtag me on your Instagram and show me what you've done when you can, you know, or maybe it's something else that just kind of inspired you and you went your own direction and did whatever. That would be awesome. Okay. I don't think I showed you in depth how I do this on the pages, did I? Maybe I did. I don't remember. That's one of the, I don't know, one of the perks, or not not really a perk, of getting older. The memory has a tendency to go. Where it goes, nobody knows. This obviously is pretty sturdy as far as washi, excuse me, washi tape goes, because generally speaking, some of your washi tapes you really have to be cautious about, because they can split and tear really easily. Okay, so we will just kind of play with this and hope it works okay. I don't know, can you see this? I kind of have to keep this where I can okay, keep an eye on it. Okay, so, and this is how I do mine. I do the sides first and then the tops and the bottoms. Although I didn't, when I started out on this, I think I did some tops and then sides. What I find I oftentimes have to do is to remember how I'm doing a certain something, because by the time I have made the video and processed it and posted it, and I moved on to another project, I forget. I really do. I forget so easily. And this may sound weird, but sometimes I have to go back and watch my own videos to remember how I did something. It's like, oh. So sometimes when somebody asks something, I'm like, oh, crud. I don't remember. And so I kind of have to go back and try to figure that out. Or occasionally I'll just send them to where I think the video is that the answer might be found. But I try to be, accommodating that way. Alrighty. I deliberately cut these longer so I can trim them down. Okay. All right. We are getting there. We are getting there. And I think I am going to stitch mine around. And I haven't done a holder yet either. So obviously on some, I might have, this would have been the time to put those on before I put this washi tape on the sides, right? So we'll just kind of see how that works. And I hear the sound of the drizzling rain. When it's quite rainy like it is right now here, you have to have the lights on, throughout the house, or it's really, really feels dark. Of course, I always have my lights on in my studio because I need the lighting for creating, but okay. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Okay. Now, let's just trim that. Trim that. And now we, oh, okay. I forgot, didn't I? To put one there. All right. Well, that's okay. We'll just add one now. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I don't really want to take this apart and do a wide. Let's do something different. It's not like I don't have a lot of washi tapes. But there again, you know, you have a tendency to kind of, we, the community, me, maybe just me. No, I know it's not just me because I watch many channels that people say they have a tendency to hoard the good stuff. But then you know, you get to a point where it's like, you know, I need to share this. I need to share with other people. And so it's just time to really take a look at. And of course, with the upcoming mission thing, we've been going through stuff, and we're going to have a big garage sale. And that'll be great. Okay. I know this has been lengthy. I feel it. And I apologize for if it's felt redundant. I'm just honestly trying to give you tips that might work for your folder. And obviously, we all know how to fast forward and stop and rewind and, you know. And I've done that on videos. Oh, I can remember one time I was trying to learn sailor's knot, something to do when we first found out about COVID. And everybody was making their own masks and making them for people. And I was doing that as well. Fisherman's knot, or I don't recall what it was, but anyway, and I watched a video on it, and I swear I had to stop and rewind and watch that video at least 10 times before I was able to do that knot. And then every time when I had to do the same thing. Finally, I figured out a different way to put them together, because it just, for me, it just was not a happy experience. Okay, let's take a peek-see now. Let's see where we're at, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, maybe I'll just put some lettering, you know, ephemera holder or ephemera, or maybe I'll just find just a cool vintage picture, you know, to put here. But yeah, this is the basic, and I am going to stitch. Yeah, this is going to need to be stitched, what I've got done here, or I would have needed sturdier glue. So I will do that, and then we'll figure out this. Okay, I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I have stitched around, and I stitched here, which created stitching lines that I didn't like, so I just covered it up, glued some yarn, decorative yarn on there, and I made a really big boo-boo, but this is mine, and so it's okay. if I were going to sell this, I would have redone it. Look what I did here. Ephemera folder. I forgot the H. And by the time I had those glued down and realized that the H was missing, it was too late to do it without a major overhaul. So, necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. All right, so here we go. This is it. I did decide not to keep it bare naked, but to add something to that. For the ties, I think I'm going to put, what do they call those? Right here and right here. And then we'll be done except for the, you know, just stitching it in place. And I'm not going to spend the time to show you that process. There are lots of videos on how to, you know, bind these, but I'm going to use I think I'll just do a 3-hole on mine, and eyelet, so I can put some ribbon or something in here to tie that. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this, and I hope, guys, that this has been informative for you, and that you are biting the bullet and, you know, taking the chance and just creating your own fun ephemera holder or folder, whatever you want to call it, just to put your goodies in. So I'm going to, off camera, I'm going to go ahead and bind. I'm going to put my eyelets in, and then I'm going to, with you, we're going to put some ephemera in here, the fun part. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I am back. We are done. I punched a couple of little eyelets and put some string in there. So we've got plenty of room to tie when it's all done. You guys, I am loving this. I am so excited, even with the weird ephemera. This gives it character. Oh my goodness, yeah. I think this small little collage was just a perfect little addition. And we are put together, ready to add ephemera. Ooh! Okay, so let's just put some of my Tim Holtz. This was from my recent trip to Hobby Lobby. Oh my goodness. That was a really fun trip. And I have separated things out. In one of the videos, I believe I told you that on my Tim Holtz that I was going to use them, and I separated them into, these I've not separated yet, except guys and girls. So I bought 2 packs, and they were 40% off, and I was gifted a nice coupon, and so it cost me very little. But now we've got to figure out where to put them. I made some deeper pockets specifically for these pictures, or these little paper dolls. Okay, let's just start putting some of these guys in here. This is fun. This is like, okay. So you can arrange them so you can kind of see. That one's a little bit shorter, so we'll put them more to the front. We've got, this is just, I hope that this has been a fun one for you guys to watch. And I really do hope that you are going to do some of your own. Make some ephemera holders. Let's put some more over here. And I might, at some point, I might divide them even a little bit more by couples, or, you know, those with kids or girls and guys, or I don't know. But oh my golly, yeah, I'm kind of loving this. Kind of loving this. And I knew that I was going to use a lot of these pockets for these paper dolls, because they just, you know, they sit there and you have to pilfer through them all. And this is just an easier way to take a peek, I think, or at least, you know, one of the fun ways to do it. I'm just kind of putting some stuff in here just so you can see just, you know, this process and how much fun it is. Now, I did do let's see, let's put those on top. You can tell that because I stitched, this was quite wide, it took away some of my pocket. So, you know, another mistake there, but there again, we're, you know, I'm just living, learning, doing, experiencing, just kind of doing my thing. And getting some of these guys. Now, I don't want anything to go up above, so I want to make sure whatever I put in my pockets will stay down so that I can slide this in. Now, that's a shorter pocket, so these wouldn't work too well for that, but we could go ahead, I think, yes, we can put them here. We can put them there. So you get the idea. Now let's, just for fun, let me see what I've got. What have I got? Well, a lot of things I have already put in my pockets, in some of my other ephemera holders, but I want to show you again. Let's just do a little bit on this one just to show some fun things, and I'll just transfer from one to another just to show you. Now, this one I have painted, but I haven't finished it. But let's just go ahead and pull a couple of things from here that I've cut out, fussy cut some flowers. And so we can just put those in there. See? Just a small, or in here. So this is, it's great. I hope that you will enjoy this process, that you will enjoy making your own ephemera holder. And again, I'm Winstead Ronda. That's Winstead Ronda without an H. On Instagram, I would love to see your work. I hope this process has been helpful. I appreciate all of you. I love you, and I hope that you will continue to have an amazing rest of the day. Until next video, guys, have a fabulous day. Bye-bye now.